Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So the last update about Unfortunate Love was how the engagement stops after Neelam's accident. She falls down from the staircase and everyone begins to blame Lakshmi for the accident, but Rishi trusts in Lakshmi. Let's continue from there. At the hospital, the doctors are treating Neelam's wound. Grandma calls Virendra on phone and asks about Neelam and says Sonia is crying. Virendra tells Grandma that the doctor is dressing the wound and Neelam will be home in some time. Grandma gets happy and goes to inform Sonia that Neelam is fine and she is coming home. Bhavinda hears that and thinks that Lakshmi did not fall. Ayush says that Rishi might be stressed and maybe he is sitting somewhere, so he would go and check. Rishi asks Lakshmi that what was she trying to say about them. Lakshmi asks that what do you want to say? Rishi says you wanted to talk to me when I was about to start my new life and he wanted to talk about us just before my engagement and all the guests were watching. He claps. Lakshmi asks that what happened to you? Everyone is watching. Rishi says everyone were watching when you stopped the engagement. Lakshmi tries to go. Rishi asks Lakshmi not to go until their conversation is done. He asks that why did Lakshmi come? Lakshmi says so that you will not get engaged. Rishi says because you saved me. Lakshmi says yes, but I saved you as. Rishi says I was not believing Malishka, but everything is happening here due to you. He says I understood your intentions. You wanted to separate us and you wanted to break our engagement. Lakshmi asks Rishi to listen to her. Rishi says nobody can break Malishka and my engagement. I will see who can do it. And says you are my past and my past should be left behind and I am leaving you behind. And he walks away from there. Neelam tells Karishma and Kiran that she is fine. Kiran asks her not to talk and says the doctor told us this. Neelam says she is not delicate and this engagement would have happened if Lakshmi had not come. Karishma says Lakshmi has become the cause for us and we need to get rid of her. Neelam asks Karishma to send Virendra inside. She says she wants to talk to him and she doesn't want Lakshmi to take the advantage of the situation in case Malishka and Rishi fight again. Karishma says I understand you and she goes. Kiran says I want you to meet Virendra alone. Virendra goes to meet Neelam. Abe asks Karishma about Neelam and Rishi. He says Rishi might be worried for his mom. Virendra comes inside the ward and asks Neelam if she is hurt because she has head injury. Neelam says don't scare grandma. Virendra says everyone loves you. Neelam asks Virendra that where is my son? He must be worried for me. Rishi comes there and asks Neelam. Neelam says you have a long age. Rishi asks if she is feeling pain. Neelam says she is fine and Malishka is also there. Neelam tells Rishi and Malishka that she wanted their engagement to happen today. Rishi says but. Neelam says if I had not fallen down, then this engagement would have happened by now. She asks Virendra to think this as a wish and happiness. Virendra says okay. Rishi says just as mom wants. Lakshmi sees Ahana crying and she sits near her. She asks if she is worried for mommy. Ahana says no. Lakshmi asks if she is angry with her. Ahana nods that yes. Lakshmi says I wish I could make everyone's anger go away. Ahana says how can you change so much? I really thought, and says you will not understand. Lakshmi asks Ahana. Ayush asks Lakshmi not to manipulate his sister and says divide and rule will not work here. Shalu asks him to watch how he is talking to her sister. She scolded him for misbehaving with her sister. Ayush says Shalu still feels that I like you and he asks Lakshmi to stay away from his sister. He takes Ahana away from there. Lakshmi asks Shalu to leave it. Shalu asks Lakshmi not to close eyes. She asks, did you talk to brother-in-law? Lakshmi says he said that he wants to start his new life with Malishka. Shalu says brother-in-law cannot say this and she asks, did you tell him that you love him? Lakshmi says it is of no use. He is not ready to listen. She says we should go and see mommy once. Lakshmi goes to the ward but she couldn't see Neelam. She comes out and tells Shalu. The nurse comes there. Shalu asks the nurse about Neelam. The nurse says she is discharged and she has gone home. Lakshmi says now the family members are not with me and says I should have told the truth to the family members that I had signed the divorce papers on Malishka's sayings and tell them why I went to the court. Shalu asks Lakshmi to tell them now. Lakshmi says now, nobody will believe me and she asks her to come. Shalu thinks that it is a mistake that the engagement is happening. Bhavinda and Bobby look for Lakshmi. Neelam returns home. Balvinda hopes that Rishi and Lakshmi should become enemies. Grandma asks Neelam if she is fine. Neelam says yes. Sonia asks Neelam. Neelam asks that where is the priest? The servant says the priest has gone. Virendra says he will call the priest. Neelam makes an announcement and tells everyone that this engagement would happen today and Rishi will get his happiness. Balvinda goes after hearing this. Neelam says Rishi's happiness is Malishka. She says she would go and change her clothes. Balvinda thinks that they are hurrying up for the engagement even after the accident. Bobby says that they should hide the ring. Balvinda says he would undo Rishi and he will play this game. The priest comes there. Karishma goes to call Neelam. Rishi says this is a new priest. Virendra says the priest was not available on call, so now another priest is called. The servant gives the ring and says it is of Malishka's madam. Neelam says let's start the engagement. The priest says but the auspicious time is gone. The priest tells them that the engagement auspicious time is gone, but there is another auspicious time after 20 minutes. Ayush asks that why did you take a pause? Rishi says that they will celebrate, and he asks him to ask the DJ to play the music. Rishi dances with Malishka on a song, and others dances as well. Lakshmi looks upset and she is going away from there. Rishi holds Lakshmi's hand and dances with her. Malishka comes there and dances with Rishi. They stop dancing and everyone claps. Rishi asks Lakshmi if he saw how everyone is happy and says he doesn't remember when he saw them happy last. Lakshmi says I remember when you were beaten up by a snake and nothing had happened to you, when you were shot and you were safe. Everyone were happy when you were in the fire and you were saved. Rishi asks if Lakshmi is showing favor on him and says even I have done so much for you. Lakshmi says I remember that too. We both were happy then, and she goes to her room. Shalu is about to go behind Lakshmi, but Neelam stops her and says you are not allowed to go inside. She says your sister and you have troubled us a lot. Shalu asks how have I troubled you? Neelam says I fell down from the stairs. How? I never fall down before. So how did it happen now and why? Shalu asks Neelam that what do you want to say? Karishma says Shalu is more mannerless than her sister. Neelam says I didn't sleep by myself. Your sister made me fall down. She must have planned to make any family member fall down so that this engagement can stop. Malishka says I would go and bring Lakshmi. Rishi says no. Malishka says Lakshmi should be here. She comes to Lakshmi's room and asks her to come and see her engagement. Lakshmi asks if Malishka is getting engaged to show her or for her happiness. Malishka says for our happiness, and she asks Lakshmi to come and watch that Rishi is hers. Lakshmi says yours and says Rishi is not yours and you are just dreaming. Lakshmi says to Malishka that this is not an engagement but an illusion and betrayal which you are doing to yourself, and says as long as Rishi is my husband, this engagement doesn't matter. She says even you, if you want me to see this engagement, then I will come. Malishka says wow, it is strange that Lakshmi agreed to see her engagement. Kiran asks the priest to start the engagement rituals. The priest asks them to get the ring. Neelam asks Mukesh to get the ring. The priest asks Rishi to make Malishka wear the ring. Rishi opens the box and finds it empty. Karishma says who has problem with this engagement? Kiran says Lakshmi can do anything. She has fell down to her level and stolen the ring. Lakshmi asks what? Malishka says yes, you came here to enjoy the show, right? Shalu asks Malishka not to say anything against her sister. Malishka shouted enough and she calls her inauspicious in her life. She asks Lakshmi to give her the ring. Lakshmi says, do you think that I can do this? Ayush says this is a limit. Lakshmi says Ayush. Karishma says don't take my son's name, and she asks her to get the ring and bring it out. Neelam says if anyone tries to snatch my son's happiness, then I will not bear it. Lakshmi says I haven't stolen the ring. Karishma says you are here for money and that is why you will steal the ring. Rishi says I don't think that Lakshmi has stolen the ring. Malishka asks Lakshmi to go and search for her ring. Kiran says you will get it if you search for it. Lakshmi says I will search for the ring to prove my innocence. Lakshmi says to Malishka that you are accusing me of theft, but you should look at yourself first. Malishka says Lakshmi. Lakshmi says I am Lakshmi and I am accused of theft. I will definitely search for the ring. Virendra says everyone should search for the ring. Balvinda looks at the ring and tells Bobby that he has stolen the ring while everyone were dancing, and he thanks Bobby for his help. He says now the engagement will be cancelled. Bobby asks Balvinda to give him the ring so that he can get some money. Balvinda refuses and says you are on my hit list. He sees Rishi going to his room and he hides. Rishi goes from there. Bobby asks Balvinda to wipe his sweat. Balvinda says he will do the work for what he has come. Shalu asks Lakshmi that what is she doing. Lakshmi says she is searching for the ring, which everyone is doing. She says everyone accused me of theft. I will search for the ring and I will give it to them. Shalu says to Lakshmi that why are they blaming you for everything? Lakshmi says they are my family and they think that I have stolen the ring. But why will I steal the ring? She says if I want to delay this engagement, then I would have done something so that Rishi's engagement can never happen. She says nobody is understanding me and they are not stopping the engagement, and says there is a court above too, and Shalu thinks that something should happen to stop the engagement. Rishi is searching for the ring and Balvinda comes there and attacks Rishi. Rishi holds his hand and hits him so that the knife can fall down. Balvinda pushes Rishi on the bed. Lakshmi comes there and shouted Rishi, saying Balvinda on him, though she doesn't recognize him. She put cloth on his head. Balvinda pushes Rishi and runs away. Lakshmi tells Rishi that he was a thief. Rishi says that he is a waiter. Lakshmi says he was a thief in disguise of a waiter. Balvinda greets Ayush and runs. Lakshmi says let's catch him. She shouted asking Ayush to catch him and says he is a thief. Rishi says he has attacked me. Malishka sees Ayush running behind him and she holds Balvinda's hand and says you? Balvinda says I have stolen the ring to separate Rishi and Lakshmi. Rishi comes there. Malishka pretends as if Balvinda kidnapped her and she takes him to the room. She then locks the room and slaps Balvinda. Rishi knocks on the door calling Malishka. Malishka says you have spoiled my engagement and she tells Balvinda that the ring is ours. Ayush asks Rishi to break the door. Rishi tries to break the door. Malishka asks for her ring. Balvinda gives the ring to her. Lakshmi says if anyone comes to know, then they will get tension. She asks Rishi to hurry up as Malishka is not saying anything. Rishi breaks the door and gets inside with Lakshmi and Ayush. Balvinda hides. Malishka is seen with her mouth and her hand tied. She recalls and a flashback is shown. Balvinda says Lakshmi will be doubtful that Malishka did not shout. Malishka slaps Balvinda and says Lakshmi is an illiterate and she will be an illiterate always. She ties herself down and messes up the room. Balvinda says you are a very clever woman. I have never seen a woman like you. The flashback ends. Lakshmi frees Malishka and asks if she is fine. Rishi asks Malishka if she is fine. Malishka says Lakshmi was right. That thief has stolen the rings. She asks Rishi. Rishi asks her to relax. Lakshmi is about to go. Rishi holds her hand and thanks her for saving and helping Malishka. He is about to take Malishka from there. Malishka pretends and comes back to Lakshmi and hug her, thanking her from her heart, and says today I am getting engaged because of you. Lakshmi asks why are you saying this? Malishka says I am sorry for accusing you of theft. Rishi tells Lakshmi that every human should be like Malishka for accepting a mistake and saying sorry. He says Lakshmi should have said something in reply, but no, you cannot say it, so it is okay. Rishi tells Lakshmi that you have so much ego in you. Ayush asks seriously, and he asks Lakshmi if she has so much ego, even to just tell Malishka that it is okay. Lakshmi asks if there is any value for her sayings. She says what is the need to talk when I need to always prove my words? Rishi says nobody is asking you to prove your word, you just need to say okay. Lakshmi says to Ayush and Rishi that if I say that it is okay, will you agree? She says I had said that I haven't stolen the ring and everyone accused me of theft and you were silent. She says when nobody agreed to my sayings, then why will my okay make any difference? Malishka smiles and tells Rishi that the truth is that Lakshmi is not happy and if she could, then she would have called off our marriage too. Rishi says to Malishka that no chance that our engagement will be called off. Ayush says he would call everyone. Rishi says nobody should know about the thief, else everyone will get worried. Lakshmi thinks that only Virendra can save Rishi from Malishka and says I have seen Malishka's scary avatar and I am scared. I know Malishka is planning something and only father can save Rishi and she thinks to do something. Okay guys, thank you guys for watching. That will be all for today. I will see you all again in my next video by tomorrow. Please check the comment section by tomorrow anyways for the link to the next episode. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.